Hello, ninth graders. We are back with our profile lesson for the month of February. On the screen in front of you will see the expectations that are always our normal expectations. But if you are watching this from home, obviously that's a little bit different for you. But please make sure that you are listening and following along. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to Mrs. Hovland at emily.hovland@austin.k12.mn.us. So, just as a review, your ninth grade year focuses fully on being a learner within our Packer core values. So, those core values that we want you to demonstrate over time are going to be the things that we learn about each year through the Packer profile. You today are going to focus heavily on goal setting. And we did some goal setting first semester, but this semester we're going to go a little bit more in depth and focus on being a little bit more thorough in what we do with that. So, if you go to your February folder on PCR, you're going to find all of the information that you need for today. So there's going to be a goal document there that you're going to complete using an academic goal that you think is achievable during the remainder of this school year, so in your ninth grade year. Once you're done, you will save that goal document to your OneDrive under ninth grade so that you have that for the future. You'll also take a snip of the entire document using your snipping tool, and you'll add that to your portfolio so that you can submit that link for review, which is your assignment. So I'm going to walk you through those steps. So if we go over, let's see here, to our Schoology page and click into your Schoology course, you're going to find your February lesson right here. So when you click on February lesson, you're going to see the goal setting for portfolio. So you're going to open that up and you're going to want to download a copy for yourself. So you click on download and then that will open up. And you can say enable editing, and then you're going to go through and complete this sheet for yourself. I'll show you an example in just a minute. You've probably heard of SMART goals before, where it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Now, sometimes we can think like, oh, it's annoying to have to think of all of those pieces. However, this is actually what can help you to actually achieve goals. So if you're really vague on a goal, it's harder to get to that end goal and meet it. So being specific, instead of saying like, I want to have good grades. Well, what kind of grade? What does good grade mean to you? And really think about how you've done and how you've performed. So if I was setting a goal for my grade, let's say in math, it's not going to be to have an A because math has been a struggle for me. So I might say my goal is to get at least a C in math. How do I measure that? Well, I can look at my grade. I can have checkpoints. Is it achievable? Yes. Getting an A might not be for me, but a C is probably achievable. Is it relevant? Does it make sense and have meaning to why I want to reach this goal? And do I have a time frame on it? So each of these steps is going to take you through and you're going to answer these questions. So I'm going to close this, but you would type your answers in right there. And if you want to, you can always open up the sample. So my sample is right here. And you can see, so I went through and I've got student name. So I put myself, Mrs. Hovland. My goal is to pass math class with a C or higher. How will you reach this goal? List at least 3 action steps. So I really had to think about what that could be. Like, how am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to study my notes each night at home. So I know I need to do that. I'm going to ask my teacher, Miss Reining, for questions that I have before I take the test. So be purposeful in taking that time. I'm going to retake the test if I get a lower than a C. So if I have a lower than a C in the test, I'm likely going to have a lower than a C in the class. Then you look at the measurement. So how is this measurable? So I will measure my goal by checking my grades each week to see my project progress. So if I'm checking my goals, let's say every Friday, and I don't have a C, I need to go back and reevaluate and figure out what I need to do to raise it. If I'm better than a C, great. I'm maintaining, I'm doing better than I thought. How will I know when I've reached it? Well, I'll know when I reach my goal when I stay on track with the C and the semester ends. So this semester ending is the end of my my goal. Make your goal achievable. So what additional resources do you need to succeed? So how will I make time? Well, I will sit down for 20 minutes each night before playing video games to study. So don't just say I'll study every day. How are you going to do that? Like, I'm going to do that as soon as I get home, or I'm going to do it before I allow myself video games. I have that clear time frame. Things I need to learn more about, I need to ask questions to understand. So making sure I'm holding myself to asking questions. Who are the people I can ask for support? Well, I can talk to my parents, my teacher, and my best friend. They will all help me with math if I ask them. Step 5 is, how will you make your goal relevant? So list why you want to reach the goal and how it relates to your personal values or long-term plan. Well, I want to reach this goal because I have struggled in this content and I want to get stronger. I also want to maintain my GPA to get into the college I want. So my goal is relevant because I want to pass, but I also want it for what I need in the future. And then finally, number 6 is make your goal timely, put a deadline on your goal, and set some progress dates. So I will reach my goal by, and I put in 5/29/24. That is the last day of school. So I will know I have reached my goal by that day. It's over at that point, no matter what. My halfway measurement will be at the end of the quarter, and then I put that date. So for a lot of you, these dates will probably work for you because they're the quarter, so mid-semester, and the end of the semester. Now, once you have that all filled out, you do not need to highlight yours. I just did that so that you'd be able to see which ones I answered. And then you're going to just take your document, make sure it all fits in that screen there, and you go to the bottom and you're going to type in snipping tool, and that's going to pop up. Once I click on the snipping tool, I am going to go and I am just going to snip right here. And then I can go down here where it's minimized, you see? And I'm going to say save, and I'm actually going to save that into my 9th grade folder. And I'm going to call it Goal Semester 2. I'm going to say save. And I have it saved there. That's all done. So now that I've done that, I can go back to my Schoology page and I can get out. And I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready to go on to my next thing, which is my portfolio check. So I need to go in to my Office 365 and I need to click on Sway. And I'm going to go back into my portfolio that I already started. So when I go to my portfolio, you're going to see I went in and I'm going to add semester 2, 9th grade goal, semester 2. And I put an image over here that says goal. And I'm going to click on and I'm going to add, let's see here. Actually, I want to upload. And I go to that 9th grade folder. And I see here's my semester 2 goal. So I'm going to open that up. And then that will populate right down here below. And then when I click on play, remember up in the top, click on play. Now I can see here. Now yours should be filled in here. Mine is not because I'm not an actual student. And there's my career survey. Here's my 9th grade semester goal. And then here it shows up. And if I click on it, I'll be able to see it in the larger place. You are going to then click share right over here. Click that, copy. When you go to Schoology and you go to portfolio check number 2, over here there'll be a spot for you to submit. Remember to go into the create tab and paste that in there, and then you will have shared it. When you look at your portfolio, if you are missing any of these pieces, you're going to want to make sure you add them in. So it should look just like my sample, which you have available to you. Once you have done that and clicked on submit, you are done with the lesson for February. Remember, you are able to add additional items to your portfolio as you find things that you think highlight what your interests are. So please make sure you're continuing to do that. And if you have any questions, remember to feel free to stop by the Media Center to see Mrs. Hovland, or shoot me an email and I will get to you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.